This is part 2 of the Southeast Asian folktale, How the Magician's Scolding Made the Tides. You can find the first part linked somewhere here or down in the description. The story picks up with the man complaining that the sea keeps flooding and emptying the Perak River twice a day. And if you haven't already heard this story before, it's probably because there are 4 other versions collected by the same person in the same book. But let's get into the action. The man complained to the eldest magician, "You have made the river Perak to water my rice fields and the sea to fill the river Perak empty. The river Perak flood my rice fields and bring up the salty sea water. Every day and night I must work my paddy field and cattle ranch. Truly, I am tired." The eldest magician said, "I will ask the animals what you have asked me to make them do. If any did not do it, I will scold him." They went out together, and the eldest magician summoned the elephant. "You have to help man till his rice fields," the elephant said. "When I played at being an elephant, you told me to use my tusks and my feet to make the river Perak, the long stretch of land, the low land, the high mountains and hills. Also, I pulled up the tree trunks and the tall trees and pushed them into the river to make dams and pools." The magician and the man were pleased, and the elephant returned to the river Perak. They also summoned the cow, the beaver, and the turtle, and each of them confirmed that during their game they shaped the world and helped man. But then they went to the sea and asked Pau Amma the crab to come and play. He did not answer. The magician asked again, "Pau Amma, you have to play at being a crab and empty the river Perak." He did not answer, and the magician saw that he had slipped into the sea. So the magician turned to the little girl daughter of man. She said, "At first, when you were still making the world game, he was very small and sneaky. He slipped away before you gave him his part to play. Now he has slipped into the sea and has become so big and powerful that even the sea is afraid of him." The magician and man got into a canoe and went out to the sea. "All of you," said the magician, "have you seen a giant crab?" "I have," answered the moon's fisherman, "but he ran away from me while I was mending my net." "I have," said the rat of the moon, "but he ran away from me while I was getting my milk." And so it went. None of the animals would admit that they played with the sea. The magician left the man and the girl daughter to go alone in the canoe. They sat in the canoe and drifted far out to sea. Suddenly the magician shouted, "Do I hear someone laughing?" It was Pau Amma, the giant king crab, so huge his shell touched Sarawak and Pahang. He laughed boisterously. "Ha ha, you came too late. I will go out of the sea 7 times a day to flood your lands, and 7 times a night to drain your rivers and make the waters retreat." The magician scolded him. "Why did you not do it when I played with you?" "You did not call me. I slipped into the sea before you gave me my play," he snapped. The magician thought for a moment. "How could I catch such a big crab?" Then he took out his magic finger, struck Pau Amma on the head, and tore off his shell. The giant crab underneath was soft and squishy and as big as a house. Then Pau Amma cried, "What shall I do? What shall I do?" The magician said, "You may hide under every rock, weed, and hole, or in every cave and crevice." Man said, "Welcome to my lands and seas. Here you can build your houses anywhere you like." And the girl daughter said, "Here are my scissors. With these you can crack open nuts, dig holes, climb trees, etc." Pause. Amma was very happy. "I want all of them," he said. So the magician gave him back his shell and put some magic on it, so it would only last for 11 months of the year. 1 month he will be soft and squishy, like a reminder to stay humble. Then the magician made Pau Amma smaller. He became just a little green crab. But the girl daughter gave him her scissors, and he scuttled away happily, knowing he could live on land and sea, dig holes, climb trees, and crack nuts. The magician then turned to man. "You are a very lazy fellow. Want the sea to carry you around. You won't walk on your own feet. For that reason, your children shall be called the Malays, the lazy people." The magician summoned the fisherman of the moon. You have to pull the sea twice a day, twice a night to make the tides. The fisherman agreed. So from that day, the tides rose and fell by the fisherman's line. And here comes a playful riddle. Can you tell how many of the steamer lines touch the earth? You may look it up in the shipping pages of the Times and an atlas. Then Pau Amma's children lived under stones and weeds, waved their scissors, climbed trees, and ate coconuts. Once a year, all crabs shed their hard shells and became soft to remember the magician's power. And if anyone takes a crab from its pusat tasek, the crab will pinch him because he deserves it. That's the end of the story. So why does the crab leave a mark on our skin when we grab it and hold it in our hands? Because it's reminding us that it was once a giant crab that challenged the magician himself. This story was written by a British colonial officer named R.J. Wilkinson. All of these stories come from a collection called The Malay Magic. I recommend the whole thing. It's incredibly fun to read. Let me know if you like this story and which version do you prefer, and I'll see you next time. Bye.